First, this half hour, an Albuquerque police spokesperson says the discipline process for both officers involved in the Omari Varela child abuse case hasn't been completed, but one of those officers is without a job this morning. Our Matt is standing by in the Newsplex with more info. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning once again, Elizabeth. This is a story that everybody is watching on KRQE.com this morning. We're going to give you the details. Gil Vigil here was one of two officers who responded to a 911 call that came from the home of 9-year-old Omari Varela back in June of last year. Although dispatchers told the officers the call caught Omari's stepfather verbally abusing the boy and that the officers should listen to the call, they refused to.
We have it there, it's recorded. I haven't heard the recording of it. I can actually hear the recording of it, but they're stating that it sounded pretty violent. We appreciate you being honest.
Okay,
I mean, you told us everything that happened. You guys, you seem like good family, decent family.
6 months later, police say Omari's mom kicked him to death. Yesterday, APD Police Chief Gordon Eden informed Gil Vigil in a letter that he had been fired for not listening to the 911 call, filing a report, or reporting the incident to CYFD. Vigil's attorney tells us it's the wrong decision and his client will appeal.
There is absolutely no justification based on state law, city law, regulations, standard operating procedures, his training, or any other reason to fire this good officer.
It is unclear if the other officer involved, Scott McMurrow, will be fired too. To see the letter from Chief Eden to Gil Vigil, you can head to our website, KRQE.com. Meanwhile, the governor is calling for major changes to the Children, Youth, and Families Department in response to Omari's death. CYFD was called a total of 9 times to help that boy. Yesterday, the state unveiled a series of initiatives aimed at reforming CYFD and the way child abuse cases are investigated. Police must now call CYFD when investigating any case of what could be child abuse. They'll be briefed on if CYFD has had any contact with the family before, and CYFD investigators must now also get police reports related to their cases.
It makes no sense for an officer and caseworker to investigate the same incident and never share notes or even speak with one another beyond their initial meeting. They might see the case differently.
The governor also announced a plan to hire more caseworkers for CYFD, which is understaffed. Elizabeth.
The man police say used a squirt gun to spray kids with what's believed to be some type of bodily fluid is now out of jail. 35-year-old Kevin Jaramillo bonded out of jail Monday. He was arrested last month on 8 counts of child abuse and charges of kidnapping and battery. Cops say this guy went around to some northeast Albuquerque parks, squirting kids in the face to get it on camera. One teenage victim tells us Jaramillo admitted he had put some type of his own bodily fluid in the squirt gun.
I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. I just hope that he learned and stays away from kids.
Jaramillo is on house arrest with a GPS monitor and can only go to work and to school. Police are still waiting on test results to confirm what was in the squirt gun. The search for a missing Albuquerque teen has gone to a national level. An Amber Alert is still in effect for 14-year-old Lacey Dewant. This missing flyer has been posted all over social media. APD says the girl left for school on Monday and never arrived. They say the teen met 26-year-old Robert Butler online and that she may have left with him. Two could be driving in a blue Subaru like this and could be headed to Florida.
One of the New Mexico State police officers involved in the shooting at a minivan near Taos last year is now accused of violating an inmate's civil rights in a different case. Rookie officer Tony DeTavis was the one who first pulled over Oriana Farrell last October. Things got out of control pretty quickly. At one point, Officer DeTavis bashed out the van's window right there with Farrell's kids still inside. Now an inmate has filed suit against DeTavis and 4 other officers. The inmate says the officers beat, tasered, and dragged him while he's being booked into the Taos Detention Center for a probation violation back on March 7th. Part of the scuffle can be seen in this photo we got a hold of from the Taos News. The inmate says he was hurt and got an altercation. Police say he was resisting arrest. Well, this morning we are getting a look at a new video that shows a state police shooting which left an officer hurt and a suspect dead. Now, warning, what you're about to hear is quite graffic.
Rogelio, come out. State police! Get over here. Watch out, Joey. Watch out.
Okay, that was audio recording from State Police Officer Joey Gallegos, who was shot in the stomach while serving a warrant at an apartment complex in Española back in October of 2013. Officers ended up shooting Rogelio Cisneros Chavez 13 times. State police were there to arrest him for stealing thousands of dollars from his grandfather. Now listen to this. A state police officer standing next to Officer Gallegos describes what happened.
I hear a shot ring up. I see Agent Joey Gallegos at the doorway, and I see him take a shot to the abdomen.
A district attorney ruled the shooting was justified. An autopsy showed Cisneros Chavez was high on marijuana and cocaine when he was killed.